You know, this new camera and all is very beautiful, and this entire setting and everything now, and having more space to myself to zoom in and out is very great. But you know, I feel like the background is just a little bit too dark. That's better. What's up, folks? I thought it would be easier to install these LEDs, and it was a little bit more difficult than I thought, but still relatively easy. Welcome! Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the new Nubatama clan event in Vanguard 0. So take a look at all the cards as usual, and then we're going to take a look at the actual story events. And then after that, we're going to actually do the character fights and then roll the gacha for the new cards. But before that, I did want to let you guys know that if you aren't aware just yet, I do stream on Twitch, mostly Vanguard 0 actually, as well as other Vanguard related things and other card games and interests that I have. We're trying to reach the 10k follower goal on there as well, so if you are interested in watching some of my live content as well, make sure to give us a follow there as well, link in the description. But now, without any further ado, let's actually get into the topic of today's video. Haha, very nice. Alright, so as usual, you can see that we have the clan event going on in the, little corner over here. Let me just quickly clean some stamina so we have more gacha rolls to do later on. Alright, so first things first, let us do the usual thing that we do and actually take a look at the cards that were added to the game. So we're going to quickly look at all the Nubatama stuff that was added. Of course, this is a brand new clan. It wasn't in the game before this, so it's going to be all new basically. So we got two starters, the first one of which is the Kuroko. So his skill is he's a Forerunner and Rearguard Circle. When his boosted attack hits a Vanguard, you may Soul Blast 2 and choose 2 cards from your opponent's bind zone and put them in the drop zone. This might sound kind of random and out of place and not really relevant on first glance, but trust me, this is a very important effect and makes this basically the go-to starter for this deck. Other starter is the Shu Tenmaru. So his skill is Limerick 4. When you boost a Limerick 4 possessing unit, you can put him into the soul at the end of that battle and draw 1. So typical starter, no grade 3 search. I don't know if Nubatama ever even had one, so y'all can tell me that in the comments. And ooh, damn, we're almost all confined to one page. So, got the new PG. So this is, the Nubatama PG. There's no special wording on it or anything. Ooh, they gave us the Fuki. So Fuki's a nice card. So he has a Rearguard Circle ability. It looks like it's not even a when placed ability, it's just an act. If your opponent has 3 or more cards in hand, you may counterblast 1 and put this guy into the soul. Then your opponent has to randomly bind a card from their hand, and at the end of the turn, the bound card goes back to their hand. So that's the whole thing with this starter, right? This starter says when you boost and the attack hits a Vanguard, you Soul Blast 2 to take 2 cards from the bind zone and discard them. So you use cards like the Fuki to rip cards out of their hand, bind them, and then you use your starter to put the bound cards into their drop zone. So it's technically discarded with extra steps and extra costs and stuff like that. So that's the first card. Then we got Dreadmaster, who got a pretty big nerf, but which makes sense for 0. So when his boosted attack hits, counterblast 2, and at the beginning of your opponent's next turn, your opponent has to discard 1 card. So there's also an interesting technicality with this. Your opponent has to discard before they draw for turn. So normally, normally you would have thought like, oh, first they draw and then they would discard, but no, this happens before their draw phase even. So literally, as soon as it turns into their turn, they have to discard 1. But it's 2 counterblast, so that makes it pretty damn pricey. Then we got the Sakura Fubuki. He's the AK Vanilla, became much better in the V-Series. Counterblast 1, gain 1k, nothing special there. This is when you boost Limerick unit, gain 3k. Nothing special there, so grade 1s are looking like this, this, and this. Or you can just run these 2 and then like 3 8k vanillas and maybe 2 Dreadmasters because the cost is very expensive, so probably something along those lines. Then our first triple rare is the Tamahagane, so the bear. So grade 2, his skill is Vanguard Rearguard Circle. When placed, you choose one of your opponent's rearguards and bind it. At the end of the turn, that bound card goes back to your opponent's hand. So you can bind starters and then of course still use this, but keep in mind that if you ride him, you will only have 1 soul because your Forerunner gets, moves out, and then you basically only have the 1 soul from your grade 1 that you rode. So keep that in mind that you can't really use this on turn 2 unless there is soul charging cards. So then we have the Kokujo. Kokujo says when your opponent's card is bound, he gains plus 3k. So kind of like every time you bind, he just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So I think we will play him. Then we got 1 10k vanilla. Do we have 2? No, we have 1 10k vanilla, and we have the Chigasumi. During your turn, if you have more cards in hand than your opponent, then he gains 3k, so 11k attacker. And this guy is, if you have a Limerick 4 unit, he's an 11k attacker. So probably going to play this, and then like a combination of these, probably mostly 10k vanillas, and then one of the 11k attackers, or maybe 2, so something like that. Then we have the Break Ride, which is the Kujikiri Kongo, so Break Ride, when you're right on top of him, your Vanguard gains plus 10k, and your opponent has to randomly choose a card from their hand and bind it. At the end of that turn, the bound card goes back to their hand. Then, at the beginning of your opponent's next turn, they have to discard one card. So this is, you know, like the powerful Break Ride effect is that you basically rip one card out of their hand with the bind skill, and then you get to rip one card through discarding. And so because of the starter, you can still, every turn, basically rip 2 cards out of their hand every turn, but you need some form of soul charging for that, which so far we've seen none of. And then the other skill is just doing your turn if your opponent has 3 or less cards in hand, he gains 3k, which is a very tough condition actually. But then we have the Kabuki Kongo. So Kabuki Kongo is like the main grade 3. Limb break 4, when he attacks the Vanguard, kill must 1. For that battle, he gains plus 10k, and you bind all of your opponent's rear guards, and then at the end of turn, those bound rear guards go back to the opponent's hand. So this is a pretty nice ability because it basically, you get to field wipe. It is on Vanguard attack, which means that you won't get to get rid of interceptors. So if they have interceptors, you still have to attack into those first, and then you can actually swing in, unless you use the Tamahagane, which you can just call and bind an interceptor. So that will also help you in terms of zero stuff. But of course, it's still pretty good ability. You know, you can first bind stuff, and then after hitting, you can actually, you know, go in with this and you Soul Blast 2 to get rid of their stuff. His second skill is when his attack hits the Vanguard, you may Soul Blast 2 and Cancel Blast 1, and then choose 2 cards in your opponent's bind zone and put them in the drop zone. So in case your starter gets retired or bound or whatever, the grade 3 will still come in with the assist, except he asks for an extra Cancel Blast. So the starter only asks for 2 Soul Blasts, this also asks for a Cancel Blast. So you're always Soul Blasting. Alright, do we have any form of Soul Charge? No, we don't. We have, this is a Fighters Collection card, actually. This is the Yozakura Kongo. Yozakura Kongo. So, limb break 4 once per turn. If your opponent has 4 or more cards in hand, count almost 1, and discard 1. And then, for that turn, this unit gains plus 10k, and your opponent has to choose 2 cards in their hand and randomly and bind them. Or you randomly bind 2 cards from your opponent's hand. At the end of the turn, they go back to the opponent's hand. So, pretty nice ability. It's in the main phase, so it's more of the like, you know, if you break right over this, you're ripping 3 cards out of their hand, so that can, like, even if they go back to your opponent's hand next turn, keep in mind that you could rip out one of their PGs, and ripping out a PG is, like, super huge, actually, in this context. So, I think for that reason alone, this is a really, really nice effect, actually, and it's only a double rare, so that's really good. And then his other skill is the same as the Kujikiri Kongo, I think, so when his attack hits a Vanguard, Soul Blast 2, Cancel Blast 1, and choose 2 cards from your opponent's bind zone and put them in the drop zone. So, there's that. Then we have the Void Master during your turn. If you have if you have more cards than your opponent, then gain 3k on Vanguard Circle only. So 9k basically, keep that in mind. And then Vanguard Rear Circle, when its attack hits Cancel Blast 2, and at the beginning of your opponent's next turn, they have to discard a card. So again, same effect as the Dread Master. So Void Master continues in that tradition. And then finally we have the plus 5k on Vanguard Circle to make 4, and then plus 2k on Rearguard Circle when attacking the Vanguard. So nothing too special there. The grade 3s are actually quite packed. I think you definitely want to play 4 of the Break Ride, 4 of this, and maybe round it off with a 12k attacker. I'm not sure if you want to even play the Void Master. Grade 2 wise, you definitely want this, as well as probably a combination. Definitely want this 4 times. You know, it's Cancel Blast, but you don't actually Cancel Blast that much for this deck. You Cancel Blast with the grade 3s, but that's about it, I think, for the most part. This Cancel Blast 1, this Cancel Blast 1, and everything else doesn't really outside of like Dreadmaster, so you could actually play the Dreadmasters if you want to, and you're not planning to Cancel Blast so much. So yeah, interesting card pool for Wave 1 especially. Not sure how strong it'll be. I think the preliminary lists in Japan aren't rating it that highly, so, you know, keep that in mind as we go into this. Alright, so now that we've taken a look at the cards, let's actually get into the event and see what is actually happening. It is anime related, which is what they usually do with the client events. They try to kind of put it in the middle of the anime story wherever you know, Zero Story is at the moment, so let's just see how it looks. I lost to Aichi again. Oh, but if you had another turn, you would have won, no? Let's see. Alright, so they're up to their usual preparations for the Koshien and stuff like that. And so they're practicing. Yeah, so yeah, they're talking about like, oh, they're always playing with the same members. You know, what about practicing with other people as well? Alright, so they're agreeing that it would be a good thing to actually like engage with other parties basically in these kind of practice games. Alright, so if we fight against all kinds of people, I'm sure that's gonna make our fights better too. Alright, so they're like, oh, we could fight with other people from other clubs. Oh, Something happened. What was that? Look at that. What is this? So it sounds like a slash, actually. Alright. It's like, ooh, what is this? It's like, what is this? I actually don't know how to read this, so apologies. Somebody in the comments can actually fill me in. But I think he just basically threw something in there and basically like sent an invitation, and the invitation point is card capital. Alright, so something is happening in this card capital. Yes. Alright. Gozaru. Oh, so he's like, he ends with his sentences with Gozaru and stuff like that. So, but could it be? Ooh, it's like a smoke bomb. Coughing, coughing. What just happened? Foo foo foo. Alright. It's good that you came, Degozaru. Ninja? Or you can't really say that. What are you? I knew it. Ninja Master M! You guys know this guy? He's been at the shop tournaments before here. Alright, so looks like Naoki's never met him before. It's like, I'm not Mark Sensei. No, Degozaru is what he's saying. That's right. I must say one more thing. I'm also not Ninja Master M. Huh? That's true. There's something different. The M... There used to be an M mark, but now it says Neo. Well, if Morikawa was here, he would surely get excited. But Mark Sensei, rather, Ninja Master, it's like, what are you doing this for? Alright, let's see. I just want to... So is it literally just training? I think it really is. Alright. Oh man, this is back when Mark Sensei was voiced by Ren's voice actor. Alright, so what are we doing, Aichi? Alright, let's take on his challenge. Alright, so like, are you really gonna fight with this weird dude? It's like, never mind his looks. He's a strong fighter. Alright, so it's just like Naoki said, we need to fight with different people once in a while. Alright, so looks like we're gonna be fighting against Big Boy Ninja Master M. Vanguard! Oh, are we gonna go through the entire story? No, we're not. Alright, I was like, are we gonna go through the fights? Really? The fights? Alright, so Ninja Master Neo. Very cool, very cool. Alright, so that is the little story. Basically, it's just Aichi and the squad looking for some other forms of training from outside, so it's pretty good. Also, really like my green wallpaper really shines when I have my light on. But when I have it off, it's like it's fitting the disco themes. But oh, Jesus, it's better this way. I also have I could have put it on for today, but I do have a night mode version of this zero layout that you're seeing here, so I could actually put that on at some point for some upcoming videos, so you guys can enjoy that too. But anyway, now let's skip along. I will get through these fights real quick, and then we will reunite and take a look at everything together and do some gacha rolling. And of course, I will also show you the very hard too. Alright, we done reached it. We got there. We got up to the right level. And so let's take a look at very hard. This time around, I'll show you guys some Silver Thorns. I've been playing it a lot myself. I've actually been using Ren for these actual character fights, because it's kind of funny as well having, you know, Ren and Mark both voiced by the same person. But anyway, let's get into it. Ninja Master Neo. See how this goes. So we're going first. That's good news. That means I can Alice him early. I hope. Maybe. Perhaps. This hand is actually pretty good. So the reason why the break ride is on heal is because you don't actually need to break ride most games, but if you do, it's a nice extra bonus. So we'll keep the hand. We're giving it one of our heals, but that's fine. That's okay. It is Gucci, as the kids say. Alright, so we go into Arena here, so we can learn some first-hand Silver Thorns. So we're going to check stop 2, and then put the Silver Thorn into the soul. So there we go. Marichka goes in. Marichka is the MVP, the double intercept clearer on her own. Pretty damn strong. Alright. Goes into 8k vanilla, that has become a 10k vanilla in doing so. Alright, swings for 10. Get the draw. That's fine, that's fine. I saw him running crits in the earlier levels, so that should be okay. But yeah, let me know what you think of this setup. The camera is beautiful. The camera actually does an amazing job. I'm really, really proud of it. Really happy with it. But it's more so the question of how the, how the lights are. you know, I think I couldn't stretch too much of it out. I only got this much, but I think it still adds a little bit of extra funk to the setup. So, you know, especially for streams, I think it'll be quite nice. Definitely think it'll be a welcome addition, let's put it that way. Especially for when I'm recording in the evening, which, when I'm recording on a work day, is becoming more and more frequent. So, yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Alright, here we go. Getting smacked by Unloving K. Alright, so that one will hit. I think his other one will not hit no matter what, yeah. Would have been 19, so he gives us 3, which puts us on a perfect setup for the Break Ride, which is also good. Alright, so here we go. Alright, here we go. And if you saw the news, I didn't cover it in a video because I don't think it's that super duper hyper special to be covering it, but it's quite a lot of news. 4-0, and they're doing another Asaka skin, which is pretty welcoming. I mean, I'm welcoming the fact that they're doing another Asaka skin, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to get out of my system right now. Anyway, we'll swing Vanguard first. The starter won't proc here because our Break Ride is not a Silverthorn, but she will Soul Charge 1, gets us another look here, but that's fine. It's a draw we missed out on, but it's okay. Alright, so, you know, the Soul and Pale Moon is basically your extra hand, so you don't really care too much. Alright, he gets defensive, so we're going to just swing at rear then, take away one of his grade 1s, and that is a-okay. So now next turn, he's going to ride the Break Ride and push a couple damage in, and we're going to see where it goes. I forgot this thing had an animation. I completely forgot this thing has an animation, wow. Alright, so it's gonna push us to all the damn way to 5. Oh, unless, unless. No Alice in hand kinda sucks though, the only thing that I'll say. Oh wait, no, never mind. This doesn't hit. I just realized that it's because this is the starter, that it don't hit. Alright, let's Break Ride. Sadly, no animation. You have to use Asaka Reverse to get the animation, so a bit unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, so now we can check our soul if we want to use Lukier's Limit Break here. I don't think I want to yet. I can maybe get myself a booster just so I can hit over bigger numbers, and then I can call out the 12k attacker in that column to reset and do some funky stuff. Alright, let's do that. So we'll do this, lock this, and call out the, you know, Arena. So Arena will get us another... Oh yeah, you can see the beautiful effect. It's really pretty. It's mad pretty. Alright, we get another Silverthorn Soul. The reason why we play old PGs, by the way, is because they're not Silverthorn, so we never Soul Charge them. In case, like, you find, like, a heal and a PG, you don't Soul Charge either one, so it's pretty good for that reason. It's one of the other reasons why I'm running heal on Ava. It's either that or Alice, actually. So, let's see how we do this now, because this is only hitting for 12, so I'll have to boost into this anyway. So I'm thinking, I could go swing with this into here, or swing with this into here, swing with this into here, and then basically like reset this, and get myself somehow a 13k swing? Not sure, well let's try anyway. So let's swing like this, and we have to boost this. If we could call one more card from Soul while this lion is here, that would have been better, but it'll do, I guess. Alternatively, I can actually attack like this and reset these two. This will give me another soul. This will get into a 24. This will get up by 6k, so it'll be 18 plus the 7. Puts me on 25, so I'm slightly off. I guess we can do that, actually. We can do that. We won't get an extra attack out of it, but I think I wouldn't be getting one extra attack out of this anyway. So let's attack with the Break Ride skill. So resetting these two, and getting ourselves the 12k attacker and another Arena down here. So 12k attacker and Arena. So there's the effect, very pretty. And so our look here becomes 36, and we can put a card into the soul, which is also nice. We get a heal too, so this is 24 already, this is 25. I'm gonna buff this one up a bit more, so we can actually hit him all the way. Ooh, very nice. Alright, we got the Alice too for next turn, that's good, that's good. This is hitting for giga huge numbers now, which is very nice. Alright. So then this is 24, this will also hit, and then this is 35. So even with a defensive here, we can still hit quite reliably, and there we go. Push with a 35, very nice. Alright, there we go. Managed to get him up to 5 damage with that 13k base, now he's gonna Break Ride. Alright. So now next turn, we're gonna get to, well, we're gonna have to discard one, so I have to be careful. Oh wait, he took out my PG actually, oh damn. Luckily, I'm fine. Luckily, I set up double intercept, so it's actually good. So now I'm gonna just get pushed to 4 damage. I can use my limit break again, and so that's really good, really good. Alright, so we get pushed to 4, and it's completely fine. Absolutely okay. He forces us to discard 2 cards at the start of next turn. Luckily, take 2 cards back from our bind zone. They just creep back into our hands, and we gotta discard 2. So discard 1 first, and then discard another. Wow, this kind of hurts. I'll discard the PG, I guess. I'm planning to win here, so I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Alright, so we don't need no Alice's. If we have Marichka, that would help, actually. I think I have a Marichka in Soul. Yes, I do. Very nice. Alright, we do this. We use Lukier's skill here. I like how his grade 3 is 11k, even with a 2k buff. That is interesting. So Marichka comes out, and then Marichka will call us out another attacker after hitting the rear guard. That's the powerful ability that she's gotten. So we can just swing like this, and so this will hit, and we can use Marichka here to call out the 12k attacker into this. So this will be a 19k column. Lukier goes up to 21 as well, and this will become 22. So we're hitting some nice numbers. This will take out a PG, or just finish the game. Whichever one works, whichever one works. Alright, here we go. Heal? Nope. Alright, that's gonna be game. Alright, cool. I got to show a little bit of Silver Thorns. So look forward to more of that in the DifferentFight when that eventually comes out. Haven't planned exactly when, but probably sometime in the coming week or so. Something along those lines. Anyway, I've already done my exchanges for the tickets and stuff, so let's just claim whatever missions we got from doing all this real quick. In case we get a pack, we get a PG. So it's the usual missions as from every single clan event, so nothing too special there. Nothing to get hyper super excited about, but still cool stuff. And yeah, don't forget your dailies for the VP as well. I should probably run those before the reset as well. Anyway, we got some nice 12 packs, so I'll just open these 2 first and see what we get. Hopefully we can hit the triple rares, because these are really, really good. And, you know, definitely will be used. Actually, I don't want to say definitely. Nubatama doesn't get support for a while, so I don't want to jinx it. Alright, we have a pretty yikes start. Let's put it that way. Alright, absolutely nothing from the first 2. Now this 10, gotta go hard, please. Whether I get a video out of this or not, all depends on just a few packs. Here we go. Please. Please, game. Game, please. Thank you. Game good. Game good. Game very good. Thank you, game good. Thank you, gamer god, if you're out there, for blessing me with at least 1 triple. Come on. Alright, so far nothing. Not even a double. I have my PGs are in shambles. My grade 3s are in shambles. Alright, that's 5 packs down. Only rares. Yikes, man. Alright. Yikes, man. Am I gonna struggle to finish double rares at this rate? Oh! Speaking of which, finally, the Kujikiri Kongo, or Kabuki Kongo, I think that's Kujikiri actually, showed up. Damn, it's been... Oh! Okay, break ride confirmed, and a second PG. That is good. That is good. Alright, at least we've hit one of the break rides. Can we hit one? Oh, okay. PG's good too. Alright. Everything was in the second half of the packs. Now just give me another triple and I'll be happy. I'll be set for day 1. But it doesn't look like it. Oh! Oh, you know what? Alright. You know, all those doubles make up for it. We got 3 PGs. I think that finishes the playset already, so that material's flowing in. And then 1 of each of the grade 3s. Actually, yeah, 1 of each of the grade 3s, including the triple rare. So, pretty good starting pool. So, definitely a nice one to start on. But yeah, that's basically it for the Nubatama clan event, the very first one ever that has dropped here in the break ride era. So next one will be in a while, because, you know, Nubatama doesn't get support for quite some time until later on. But yeah, so that was basically it for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, don't forget to check me out on Twitch and all the other socials in the description. I would greatly appreciate it. But on that note, that's going to be it for me today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.